that some of you already know that it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself and say, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. Their rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass.
Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us.
It's very important for you to believe that you are the one. Most people, they raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves. That a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? These are not risk takers.
You spend so much time with other people. You spend so much time trying to get people to like you. You know other people more than you know yourself. You studied them. You know about them. You want to hang out like them. You want to be just like them. And you know what? You've invested so much time in them, you don't know who you are. I challenge you to spend time by yourself.
It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life if you want to live your dream. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning.
When you become the right person, what you do is you start separating yourself from other people. You begin to have a certain uniqueness. As long as you're following other people, as long as you're being a copycat, you will never ever be the best copycat in the world. But you will be the best you could be. I'm challenging you to define your value.
That everybody won't see it. That everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that you are an uncommon breed. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. The people that are living their dream are finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them.
If you want to be more successful, if you want to have and do stuff you ain't never done before, number two, I'm asking you to invest in you. To invest in you.
Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That you don't have to go through life being a victim. And even though you face disappointments, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself.
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period.
No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it.
I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities.
And some of you right now, you want to be, you know what I'm saying, you want to go to the next level. I want to counsel, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor. Listen to me, you can't get to that level. You can't get to the level economically where you want to be until you start investing in your mind. You're not reading books. I'm challenging y'all to go to conferences. I dare you to invest time. I dare you to be alone. I dare you to spend an hour getting to know yourself. When you become who you are, when you become the person that you were created to be, designed to be who you were designed to be, when you become an individual, what you do is you take yourself and you start separating yourself from other people. I challenge you to get to a place where people don't like you, it don't even bother you no more. Why? Because you're not concerned with trying to make them happy, because you're trying to blow up. You're trying to get to the next level. I need you to invest in your mind. Invest in your mind. If you still talking about your dream, if you still talking about your goal, but you have not done anything, just take the first step.
That you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. Don't let nobody steal your dream. After we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through. What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win. You can live your dream.
Good evenings from Las Vegas. Oh my goodness, we are so excited everybody's with us tonight. We are doing the best we can with some brand new technology, but we do welcome you. If you're on because
Hey everybody, I'm going to pick it up. This is Nitanakos checking in from Las Vegas. We are flying here, folks, and we're also on Wi-Fi. I know you guys can't see me, but hopefully you can hear me. I tell you what, if you can hear me, go ahead and type in that text chat that you can hear me okay. Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. We're going to get Bobby G back up here in just one moment. Boy, oh boy, who's excited to hear all the new great information coming out of Las Vegas? And has anybody got a little sneak peek? Has anybody got a little sneak peek? Maybe you had your leaders tell you about. I'll tell you, it has been 5 solid days that we've literally been going 8 to faint. And we couldn't be more excited, guys. I'll tell you, the Carrot Bars opportunity has now magnified by 1,000%. And we're super excited to kick off this call, bring you all in the know on what's going on. And what I want to do here is just say hello to all of our guests that are on the line. I'll tell you what, if you're a guest, if you're not yet an affiliate with Carrot Bars, but you're here just to take a look, maybe from the inside out, go ahead and type in your name and then write the word guest next to your name. Just want to say a special hello, and I want to acknowledge all of the guests that are with us here today. Big hello and welcome. We got a packed room. We got over 116 people that are in the room here today. That's very, very exciting to hear what went on. Let me give you guys a 30,000-foot view, and then I'm going to turn this over to our guest presenters here today. We've got Jordan Camp, Silver Director from London, who's with us here today, but he's in Las Vegas. We got Brian Gilmartin, Bronze Director, who's with us today. He's logged in in his room, and we got Brian Cromley from Sebring, Florida, but obviously dialing in from Las Vegas as well. So we got a panel here with us, and they're going to be sharing some great information in just a couple of moments. So I'm going to give you guys a 30,000-foot view of, what went on this weekend, and then I'm going to call in my first panel here, and that's Brian Gilmartin. So guys, basically imagine this. So a lot of us started coming in Tuesday, Wednesday. We had an amazing private gold reception at my vacation home out here in Las Vegas, which happened to be about 25 minutes outside of the Strip. We had about 25 people in the room. The majority were affiliates, but we did have 5 guests there. And I'll tell you, each and every guest signed up. So if you had a guest that came out, good for you for getting them out. It was a great time. We started at 7, we ended at 9. We had 2 people that actually, not only did they sign up, they saw the vision so big that they decided to pull the trigger and go VIP exclusive. So I just want to say hello to Gary, if you're out there, Gary Cushing. Congratulations, welcome to the group. And Jonathan as well, if you're out there, Jonathan, congratulations, welcome to all of our guests that made it out. Welcome to the group. We're so excited to work with you. That was Wednesday night. Now, Thursday, we had a party of parties. And who was at the party? Did anybody make the soiree? I was expecting 50, and I'll tell you, we had a bus that showed up at around 10 minutes past 7, and it was it was a never-ending procession of people coming off of the bus, and I couldn't be more pleased. Final head count, 85 people were at the party. We just had an amazing time. We had a DJ there. We had food, we had drinks, cocktails, beverages. I mean, we had music. We had an outdoor pool. Nobody fell in the pool. Nobody jumped in the pool. Thank goodness. But we had just a terrific setting there and a great time. You know, we pulled everybody together before the event, so we had a chance to mix and mingle. And, you know, one really fun part of the event was the recognition. We got to recognize all of our brand new rank advancements. So our brand new managers and directors that were there got recognized, and we got a special portion of that event to hand out our Synergy Gold Achievement Card. So congratulations to everybody that was Vegas Incentive qualified and who made it down to Vegas. Each and every one of you were presented with a card. It was a lot of fun, but I'll tell you, the event was, I mean, humming. We were karaokeing, you know, at 10 o'clock, and the party was just going strong, but it got even bigger and even better at around 11 o'clock. This big super stretch Hummer limo, and I kid you not, that thing was, I don't know, it was at least, I don't know, 20, 30 meters long. This big super stretch Hummer limo pulls up to the house. And guess who comes out? Yes, Harold Seitz, our CEO, comes walking out of the limo. Him and his corporate staff. We got to meet Michael Franz, who's the head of the IT, Nermina Topic, who is the right hand to Thomas Schreiner. Of course, Thomas was there, who is the director of operations of Carrot Bars, and Martina Tag, who is now the director of resolutions, but she's also the event manager and the personal assistant of Mr. Harold Seitz. Boy, oh boy, we had jaws dropping. I mean, it was incredible. So many people were absolutely thrilled that they got a chance to meet Harold Seitz in person, to take pictures with Harold Seitz. Not only that, but we got to hear Harold singing Elvis. And has anybody heard Harold singing Elvis? I tell you, he well, you know, I mean, got a lot of respect for Elvis, but any Elvis impersonators out there, I have to say that Harold Seitz gives any and every Elvis impersonator a big run for their money. Wouldn't you guys say? Who was actually there and got to witness Harold singing? Maybe you want to just type in the text chat what that was like to get to meet Harold Seitz in person. You know, I found out after the party some really, really cool information, and that's Harold Seitz has never made a personal appearance to any of the affiliates' personal parties. So it was a first. It was a first for Carrot Bars, a first for Harold, obviously a first for us that we got Harold and his staff to grace the party, to grace the house. That was incredible, guys, and we're very, very proud, and we will savor and cherish that moment. Absolutely. Great stuff. So that was Thursday. Then we all came and checked into the Bellagio, and let me tell you, Friday's events, it started off Friday. We had a session, a general session, followed by a little meet and greet. So really Friday was, everybody was more getting registered and again, you know, meeting teams, and a lot of people were coming in. You know, we took over the Bellagio, that's for sure. Carrot Bars almost owned the Bellagio, and it became apparent on Friday. Saturday's events was really when we got into the meat and potatoes, and we're going to cover all those here with you guys tonight. And then Sunday, this morning, we had a team breakout. Who was at the breakout? We had about 40 team members there. a lot of people had to leave, so they couldn't stay present. We had about 40 team members. We took a big team picture. We'll post that up on Facebook in a moment. But it was just a great time. We got to spend an hour together as a team. We kind of went over everything that we're going to go over with you guys here tonight. So understand, guys, that all of your leaders that were at these events, they've got the information. It's very hard to translate this information to you guys, right? You got to be here to take it all in, but we are going to do our absolute best here this evening to give you guys everything that we got and to bring you guys up to speed. And what I want to do is I want to call on Jordan Camp. I'm going to bring him up here, Jordan. All right. There he is. Look at that.
Anita.
There he is. How you doing, Jordan?
Doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. Listen, I'm going to cover some stuff on compliance, but before I do that, I want to get right to the exciting part of the event. And that is the new products and new announcements, because I know everybody here in the room wants to hear what's new, what's exciting, what are the new announcements, what happened in Vegas. So Jordan, you know what? I'm going to turn this over to you, and I'm going to let you take over.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Nitsa. Like Nitsa was saying, it's an absolutely undescribable experience being here. We're doing our very best to explain it all, but really, to get the full effect of the events, you just have to be here. You have to be in Vegas. The first thing that was announced that is really, really exciting is that they are updating the website. The new website, they gave us a sneak preview of it. It should be updated in the very near future. It looks much more modern, much more sleek, and it's much more user-friendly. The home page, the front page that you go into before you log in, that's been completely revamped. It looks really sharp and clean. The back office as well has been totally redesigned. It's easier to navigate. It's easier to find what you're looking for, and it's easier on the eyes as well. The second product is the Pure Power Gold Elixir and the Calming Silver Elixir. These are skin creams that are developed and that were developed in Germany, and they actually have gold and silver, respectively, in the creams themselves. Now, we know that silver has many antibacterial and medical properties, and it's actually been used in medicine for a very long time and is still used today. The gold cream is a day cream that you put on during the day, and then the silver cream is a night cream. And the overall combined effect of those two is to make your skin look more youthful and healthy overall. They're calling them elixirs because they have gold and they have silver in them, and that's pretty darn cool. It's important to note that we are an e-commerce company, and having more products that can help us to be open in additional countries is always a good thing. So those of you who want to sell the skin creams, that's awesome. They make excellent gifts. The packaging is really slick and beautiful. Those of you who want to stick to gold, gold is our flagship. It always has been. It always will be. We are a gold company first, and just like we have the perfume, the T-shirts, the watches in the back office currently, the skin creams will just add units and enable us to increase our volume through other ways as well. And finally, the most exciting announcement of all is the new gold coin. This thing is beautiful. We got to take a sample of it and take a look at it at the event. It's revolutionary, and the reason this gold coin is revolutionary is that there's no other company and no other place in the world where you can get a coin with pure gold bullion embedded within it. Every other coin that you can get on the market, it's always an alloy of gold. It is not pure 999.9% gold. It's a beautiful, beautiful coin. The other thing that's revolutionary about it is that what a lot of people don't realize, and this is something that they went over at the convention when they were announcing the coin, is that what a lot of people don't realize when you buy gold from a bank, for example, you buy gold coins from the bank, is that just because you bought those coins, it doesn't necessarily mean you're legally the owner of those coins. In many countries, you're considered the bearer of the coins, not the owner. And what that means is that, for example, in the United States, currently legally they're able to take those from you. They're able to take seizure of those coins. What's really revolutionary about the Carat Bars coin is that because it's privately minted, because it has the gold embedded inside it, the Carat Bars coin is exempt from this. Under current U.S. law, it can't be seized from you by any government. Nitsa, back to you.
We are back on, everybody. Type in that you can hear us okay. And let's get this party resumed. There we go. Thank you so much, guys. Apologize for the technical difficulties. So over to you, Brian Gilmartin. Let me just back that up, guys. So we got to spend an hour with the International Leadership Council as they fielded questions from the field. And it was a really, I think it was one of the most valuable parts of the entire weekend. Because some of the most important questions, we all get them. We all have them. They were addressed, and I know a lot of you guys are thinking about these very same questions today. So we're going to go ahead right now. I'm going to toss this over to Brian Gilmartin, Bronze Director. And Brian, give us what you got there on that great informational hour with the Leadership Council.
Will do, Nitsa, and thank you so very much for this call, and thank you for everyone for joining us. Before I just kind of go over in detail the Q&A part, the one thing I would tell you, for those of you that weren't able to come to Las Vegas, is really, we hear this a lot on these calls, and if you're on the Monday calls, you probably hear this a lot about the quality of people, the humility of people, the greatness of the people involved in Carat Bars. And I have to tell you, meeting people from all around the world, I have honestly never met some of the finest people in my life. And I guess the finest people deserve the finest gold. And so I can't say enough about the people that we got to meet. And then the leadership team. Some of these people on the leadership team who have been a part of Carat Bar, some since the beginning. And so it was just a very, first of all, they're just great people, dynamic people, humble people, great leaders. And the fact that they would take about an hour and a half of our Saturday and with the Leadership Council up on the stage, fielded the very questions that a lot of us deal with every day in this business. In fact, there's probably some of you, maybe as guests on this webinar, that you have the same questions. Well, hopefully we can answer some of those. And I think there was a couple of things that really stuck out in that time with the leaders as they talked about some of the uniqueness, the unique aspect of the Carat Bars business. Really, when it comes to Carat Bars, we really only have two competitors that sell gold by the gram. Those two competitors are UBS, which is the United Bank of Switzerland, and Credit Suisse. And the two unique things about Carat Bars versus the competition, first of all, we are anywhere, Carat Bars is anywhere from 10 to 20, in some cases even $30 less expensive than what you can buy a gram of gold at UBS or at Credit Suisse. Additionally, they're not going to pay you a commission or a referral fee for signing somebody up. And so not only do we have gold that is really less expensive, and it's a true high quality gold, you also get a referral fee or commission for referring others. A couple other things that are kind of unique that I didn't know this, and I think even as we discussed among our team, few of us knew this. Prior to 1993, if you owned gold, you had to store it in a vault. You could not take it out of the vault. The problem was if you took the gold out of the vault, the value was significantly decreased automatically, because once you remove it from the vault, the purity of the gold, the weight, and the authenticity could not be verified. And the only way to verify that, you would have to go hire an assayer to inspect the gold for its purity, for its weight, and its value. Well, in 1993, because of the problem that created, UBS invented a hologram. Well, if you have a Carat Bar, and this is the 1 gram Carat Bar, and if you kind of move it to the side, you'll see there's a little hologram on the back of the Carat bars. Well, that hologram, as I mentioned, was invented by UBS, and the reason that was put on gold bars at that time was as a matter of authenticity, of its weight, of its purity, and its value. And now, if that hologram is ever removed, you're in the same situation as those people who took their gold out of a vault. Suddenly, the value is decreased significantly because now the authenticity of the weight and purity of the gold is no longer valid, and you would have to hire an assayer to give you that. So the nice thing is that every gram of gold, whether it's a 1 gram, whether it's a 2.5 gram, or a 5 gram, whether it's a collector's card, every gram of gold that comes from Carat bars has this hologram on it. And so you really can't even take it off. If you take it off, if you try to shave it off, again, it's going to decrease the value. This is called kind bar technology, which really is out of stock. But thankfully, Carat bars has got an unlimited supply of this. Now, the other thing we talked about is that you can buy gold anywhere. You could go buy it on eBay. You can go buy it from a jeweler. You can go buy it from a friend down the street. Maybe you could even buy somebody's fillings. The problem with that is that now you have to go hire somebody, an assayer, to verify the weight and the purity of that gold. With Carat bars, you don't have to do that because Carat bars, it's pure and secured as verified by the hologram on the back of every gram of Carat bars. Here's another thing that I found very interesting. As you know, the Carat bars gold is LBMA gold, which is London Bullion Market Association, and it is the standard bearer when it comes to the purity and authenticity of gold. Well, LBMA only sells to governments, but Carat bars has created a unique arrangement in that all of our gold is LBMA gold, and so it really sets us in a class above others. Carat bars has truly done what no other gold company has done, and that is, again, just the security, the authenticity, the portability, the transactability, and price. And that price doesn't even take into consideration the 3% discount that you can get when you purchase a package. You get a 3% discount card, and so that price is even a little better there. And so for those people that talk about price, if you go to the COMEX exchange and you were to say, well, I want to buy a gram of gold or an ounce of gold, just because you see that price, that's not necessarily the price you can go pay for that, because again, that price is going to vary. There could be a commission involved for the person from whom you buy that gold or the organization. With Carat bars, it's all done directly through our web-based portal. The other thing that I found very interesting, that I think a lot of you if you already bought a package, or if you're thinking about where to come in, we talked a lot about the VIP exclusive. There's a lot of questions asked about that. And just so that everybody understands how the pool works on the VIP exclusive, 0.20 euros, or 20-cent euro, of every gram of gold that is sold is put into a pool. And then that's going to be divided by 10,000, and that's what the dividend is. Now, what's unique about this is that there are actually 2 legs in the VIP exclusive. There's a U.S. leg, and then there's a European leg, or I guess it would be a North American, which would include Canada and North America, and then there's a European leg. And so now we actually have a dual system with the VIP exclusive. So what that's going to do is then, again, create more revenue, more opportunity, more income. The VIP exclusive has now really become a VIP exclusive. I mean, you're now a shareholder in a dual team system worldwide. I asked one of the Joe Norman, who is used to play for the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL, went to the University of Indiana where he played football, and has been with Carat bars, I think, since about 2010. I would encourage you to go to caratbarstraining.com. There is one of the links has interviews with 4 top leaders, and he is on there. Fascinating man. He and I visited a little bit about the VIP exclusive, and we know there's a limited number of those exclusives. Well, two things. First of all, Brian Cromley, our gold director elite, who's just an incredible leader in our organization. If you haven't met him, I would seek him out. Great source of wisdom. You'll meet him here shortly. Brian Cromley told us at the soiree and at the PGR on Wednesday that when you go to the convention, and there was a little over 1,000 people there, as a VIP exclusive member, he said, I want you to look around that entire room. Everybody in that room is on your team. And everybody that they sponsor is on your team, because every time a bar of gold is sold as a VIP exclusive, you're part of that. So I asked Joe, I said, Joe, I know there's a limited number of these VIP exclusives. Do we have any idea what the time frame is? He says, I don't know the time frame, but I can tell you this. What I've seen in this business, and again, he got it, he joined in 2010. What I've seen in this business from around April of this year to now is nowhere near where it was the last 3-4 years. Look out at the 1,000 people here leaving an event like this with the information that we got, the people we got to meet, the things that we learned about Karat bars, and what really sets us apart from everybody else in the industry. And the gold, we are the gold standard. All these people from all around the world, they're going to leave here, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to start upgrading to VIP exclusive. They're going to get their friends to upgrade to VIP exclusive. So my words to you are this, and this comes from somebody as a VIP exclusive myself. Thankful I did that. Is if you're on the fence, if you're contemplating, if you have somebody contemplating, time is of the essence. It's not going to be here very long. And remember, the entire worldwide Karat bars organization is your team when you're a VIP exclusive. I think the last thing I want to say about that is they are moving to and I believe this is correct, 2 dividend checks a year as a VIP exclusive. So they won't be around very long. It's a great way to be a partner in Karat bars worldwide. And so I would just encourage you, talk to your upline director, talk to NHTSA, talk to anyone in the organization. I can tell you this, I would hate for you to look back 2-3 months from now or 2-3 years from now and say, I wish I had done the VIP exclusive. If you have the liquidity, I think NHTSA says a lot of stretch just a little bit. I can tell you from talking to the leaders, from being at the organization, from visiting with Harold Seitz himself personally numerous times this weekend, don't look back and say, I wish I had, I wish I had. I hope you look back and say, I'm glad I did, I'm glad I did. So NHTSA, unless there's anything else you have for me, again, I want to just thank Jill Snyder for sponsoring me and giving me the opportunity to be a part of Karat bars, for the encouragement, the training that we receive from Synergy Gold. Folks, if you're on this call as well, I can't stress enough, get on these Monday calls, get on the Karat bars training site, learn about this business. From this day forward, it is exponential, the growth, and time is of the essence. NHTSA?
Well done, Brian Gilmartin. Wow. Thank you so much. Great information there, everybody. Everybody here, Brian, okay, I'll tell you what is one thing that you guys have took away from Brian Gilmartin and his little piece there on some of the things that were shared to us through that great hour we had with the Leadership Council. Go ahead, type in the text chat. What is one thing that you guys took away from what Brian had to say there on the VIP exclusive, Shelly Harris? Yeah, you know, the main thing here's a couple of things that I just wanted to add on that. Is one thing is we got to be 6 feet tall and bulletproof when it comes to pricing, guys. Okay, we don't have to defend. It's just an educational process. And I think a lot of us, you know, because we just compare, you know, we compare the price of a gram to the price of a gram. But one thing that became so crystal clear to us is we're not talking about just a gram of gold. We're talking about gold that is only sold today to governments and Karat bars. Okay, we're talking about gold that really there's only 3 companies in the world that sell this type of gold. Yes, this type of gold, and that being UBS, Credit Suisse, and Karat bars. Okay, so pricing should not be an issue. And we all got to be 6 foot tall and bulletproof. And I'll tell you what, instead of trying to learn all of this, guys, because look, we've all been in the business. I've been in the business for 8 months. And I learned so much this weekend when it came to pricing. I mean, I was still there trying to defend to people, hey, look what happens when you join as an affiliate and when you try to get some over here and you take off this percentage over there. And look what happens when you start building a group and how you can get this gold cheaper. Guys, it's not even about that anymore. We're not even comparing apples to apples when we're doing that. It's like comparing apples, not even apples to oranges, guys. It's like apples to fish. Okay, so we got to be 6 foot tall and bulletproof. But here's what I want to leave all of you brand new people with: acarrotbars.com. Somebody type that into the text chat: acarrotbars.com. That site right there is the site. Anybody questions on pricing, anybody needs information on pricing, instead of trying to know all this yourself, just point them, because that site right there gives all the information that they need to know about that pricing so that you don't have to be the expert. Okay, awesome stuff. And yes, regarding the VIP exclusive, the fact of the matter is there was 1,000 people in that room, and those 1,000 people are left here absolutely fired up, and those 1,000 people are going to go tell at least another 10 to 20 people. I estimate that in the next 48 hours there's going to be 20 to 30,000 people alone that are going to hear about the VIP exclusive, guys. All right, so definitely that's great stuff there. Look, we've got one more product, okay, that we're going to tell you guys about. We saved arguably what could be the best for the last, and I'm going to bring Brian Cromley out for that. But before we do that, I need to talk to you guys about a segment that I really, really enjoy. And, I love facts. I love, for me, I'm in this thing for the long haul, as I know you guys are here too. And I'll tell you, Harold Seitz, he's looking to build this thing, not just for us, not just for our children, for our grandchildren and our great grandchildren. And that's why he invests, his money into bringing us people that can talk to us straight up about compliance and compliance issues. Okay, and we got to hear from Jack Bachner, and you guys can look up who Jack Bachner is. Apart from being somebody who literally went from being homeless to becoming a multi-millionaire, so he's a true entrepreneur. He has spent his entrepreneurial career in securities products. Okay, and one of his niche areas is studying MLM companies, direct sales companies. And, he worked, one of his biggest projects was back in, I'm not going to name the individual, but he did a big expose with 2020 on an individual in the MLM space who arguably has been known as one of the biggest fraud artists of all time. Well, what Jack did is, and this went on for a few years, but he did an expose with 2020 to pretty much bring that guy down. Okay, so he's got a very, very big reach. He's got a very, very, very strong vocabulary, encyclopedia, if you will, on what's right and what's not right in the field of compliance. And I just want to talk to you guys about the main points. Okay, so get out your pens and papers, because the first thing I want you guys to do is to promise me that every single person here is going to, 1, agree to comply, and 2, teach your teams to comply. And the easiest way to do that is just to pull up the compliance document. So in our back offices, under the downloads tab, there's a compliance document, okay, that will tell you exactly what you can say and what you cannot say. Now, some of the things that, he talked about, who remembers Zeek Rewards? Who was part of Zeek Rewards? I talked to a lot of people who say, oh, I don't know, I got burnt so bad when I was part of that Zeek program. Well, let me tell you guys what happened, and why the receivers went after, Zeek Rewards, and why the authorities closed those down, because everybody in Zeek was selling Zeek based on speculation. okay, based on what people can earn, okay? If they invest X amount, here's what they're going to get, return on investment. So that's the first thing we want to put a big X on, is return on investment, ROI. Guys, we are not licensed, nor are we allowed legally to talk to people about return on investment. So we talked about the exclusive program a little earlier. If you are out there talking to people about the exclusive program and telling them or trying to tell them about the kind of money they can make, guys, you're going about it the wrong way, and you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. Not only that, but you can ruin this for the rest of us, okay? So the goal, the VIP exclusive, yes, one of the gifts that we get in the VIP exclusive is the ability to profit share, is the ability to be a part of this, universal dual system, if you will, okay? However, we do not know, nor can we speculate, nor do we want to try to dig for this information. Do not dig for this information, guys, because it's not out there, and it's not our point to try to bring this out there based on what people can earn, okay? The picture is big. The company is growing. I'm going to share some numbers on what the company's sales volume has been this year versus where it was last year. So we can see the company is growing. We walked into that room yesterday and we saw 1,000 people in the seats, guys. 5 months ago, I was at a last event and there were 200 people there. Okay, we can see with our own eyes what is happening, but we got to be very, very careful as to how we position things. So no talk about investment whatsoever. Take the word investment, take the word return on investment completely out of your vocabulary. And if anybody in your team, or even if, one of, your upline accidentally says those words, guys, we got to nip it in the bud right away and stop that, okay? Because that's the kind of stuff that gets us in trouble. Look, if we remain compliant, every single person that I talked to, and that was one of my key things when I came to this event, is I wanted to get right to the nitty gritty, and I wanted to find out, what is the long-term, picture for Carrot Bars? What could we possibly do wrong that could eliminate this opportunity? And the right people were in the room, i.e. the Jack Bachner's, the Harold Seitz, the Thomas Shriners, and their message was very synonymous. And it is, look, we are completely doing everything right. Everything lies on the shoulders of the field. And that's why we, are taking the time right here, guys, and why the company hired and brought in these speakers to speak to us on these parts, because it's very, very important that we understand this. Okay, so number one, return on investment. Cross that out of our vocabulary. The word investment, cross that out of your vocabulary. What people do when they choose to enter the dual system, because the dual system is an optional part of our compensation plan, okay? We know that the dual system is going to expedite, people's dreams. It's going to help people get to their goals a lot faster. That's why they need to be in the dual system, okay? Because making money in the unilevel is slow. Making money in the dual system is fast. So how quickly do you want to get to your goals? Fast or slow? Great. You go into the dual system. It requires buying, not investing, buying a business package, okay? So replace the word investment with the word buying. Okay, now, here's the other thing. Do not trademark the names, Carrot Bars. So if you have an email address